Hello guys, Matthew here from UChat. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the slot filling in Dialogflow. And this is an advanced skill. If you do not know, you need to have a little of Dialogflow background, okay, in order to make it work. If you're not, I suggest you follow our YouTube videos and join our Facebook group because we will push more content regarding the Dialogflow and how to use UChat in the future. Okay, so now let me show you a quick demo about what I mean. So for example, this is my Dialogflow dashboard and I have an intent that is trained to collect the information from the customer. For example, this is a demo case for the car dealers, for example, and you need to get the what is the brand of the car and what is the model and which year. For example, we need to have these three information. And just a little extra information about Dialogflow is you can actually create your own entities. Okay, Dialogflow have a lot of built-in entities like the date, time, numbers, and all those things, cities, zip code, and all those information the system can already recognize. Okay, and also you can build your own entities and even train the Dialogflow to recognize. For example, you can have you can have a lot of data about the car brand, and also you can have a lot of information about the model, okay, which particular model. For example, I have a few models here. And basically, this is the information you need to provide to Dialogflow so that Dialogflow can be smart enough to recognize when the customer mention or typing these words in the sentence, okay? And they even have different, if there is typo in the text, the Dialogflow is smart enough to recognize that. Okay, there is also another option is called fuzzy matching. So it's very smart. So now let's back to the intent. For example, in this sentence, we are asking for three important information. Okay, all these entities are listed here, and there is an option in Dialogflow is we can mark this entity as required. Okay, that means we need to have this information from the customer. Okay, what happens if it's not? For example, if the customer type this, I am searching for Audi. Okay, it's not providing you about the model and the year. So in this case, this will be follow up. It will follow up with about which year. So how you can set it up. So basically is in this parameter entities, car year, right? You need to mark it as required. And also you need to go to the prompts. So here you need to ask the questions about from the customers. Which year is your car? Which year? Can you tell me which year is your car? You can list a few options here. And if the customer only provide, if the customer didn't provide this information, and this prompt will follow up, okay? And then the customer can type, and if the system recognizes the year, it will store that year into the custom fields, okay? So as you can see here, I already store the brand into the parameter, okay? And you can access the values here, right? And now it is asking me which year. For example, I can type this year, right? And after I type that, as you can see, the car year, this value is already filled up, okay? And now it's asking me which model of the car, okay? This is from the prompt of the car model entity, okay? And now let me type A3, A4. As you can see now, everything is all done. I collect all the information I need. the customer is the Audi and the model is A4 and the car year is 1908. So this is very powerful because imagine you have a lot of brands, you have a lot of model, and if you just provide these variables in the Dialogflow, whatever the customer is typing in the chat, you can recognize them. And then if they are not provide the extra information, you can follow up with the prompts so that you can get all the information you need. Okay, this is the setup this is what Dialogflow is called slot filling. It's basically need you to collect all the information you need. If that is not, they will follow up by the prompt. Okay, so now the question is, you already have set up this in Dialogflow, right? How to set up in UChat. So let me show you step by step how to set up in UChat. So if you go to in UChat, let me start a new subflow, and the first block is how can I help you, and whatever the user is typing, we will save the response into a text custom field. It's called user answer, right? And the next step is an action. You can use a Dialogflow action. So in this action, we will use, first you need to connect your Dialogflow agent. Okay, we already have the training tutorials to show you how to connect the Dialogflow agent. If you do not know, you can check our YouTube videos. And you need to reset the context to yes. So if there is any previously context, we just need to reset. And here is whatever the user is typing over here, right? And here you can test the query. So if, for example, using this test query to request, and then it will show whatever the response from Dialogflow. Okay, we will pick up that. So this is the response from the Dialogflow. The two important parameters we need here is, first is all required parameter present. Okay, you need to create a new Boolean custom fields and save this value into that custom fields. For example, this is already set up is we already saved this all required parameter present into a Boolean custom fields. Okay, and also you can save this fulfillment text into a custom fields. So I already set up this fulfillment text into a custom fields. Now, this is the parameters, entities from Dialogflow, right? We have the car brand, car mode, and the car year. So you need to save all these entities into the custom fields, which I already set up. Okay, I already saved these entities from Dialogflow into car mode, car year, and car brand. Okay, so this is already set up. So what happens is when the customer replies, right? And we will use a condition to check if all the required parameters present. Okay, so that is the next step. So the next step is we use a condition to check if all the required parameters equals true. Okay, we have 3 parameters is required, right? If the customer is only provide 1, then it will not meet this condition. It will go to the next one. So it will go to the next one. In the next one, we are using the fulfillment from the previous step. Because the previous step, we already have the fulfillment text. The fulfillment text in that case is the prompt for the customer to provide extra information. So we already saved that fulfillment text in the first step. So in this step, after the condition, if the condition is not met, we will just use the fulfillment text here, and then we will save the whatever the customer provide into the user's answer, and then send it to Dialogflow again. Okay, and then we send it to Dialogflow again. So basically, when we send this to the Dialogflow again, everything is the same. It's just you do not need to reset the context. So the conversation is still in the one context, right? You do not need to reset. So just keep it as no, and use the user answer as a query text, and then send it to Dialogflow. Basically, this is the same settings. We will still save the fulfillment text into the custom fields. We will still save the required parameter present into these Boolean custom fields. And also, you need to save the entities, the 3 entities into the custom fields. Okay? So the only difference here is do not reset the context. Okay? So after you save that, and you can send the user back to the condition. And until you get all required parameter present equals true, and then you can show the values to the user. For example, for me is thanks, please confirm the below information brand. We already have this model and year. Okay, so that's how you set up the same in UChat. So now let me do a simple test. So let me first preview this. And we should, it already pop up is how can I help you, right? So I will type I am what in the Dialogflow. I am searching for Audi. Okay. So there's no information about the year and the model, right? Then it will ask the follow-up question. Okay, this is the first slot filling. So it's a slot filling for which year of the car, right? So I can provide the year, and then it is slot filling for the next entity, that is the model of the car, right? So I will type A3, and now all the entities have been we already have the value for all the 3 entities. Okay, now that all parameter present, that that variable is true now, and then it go to the next step is thanks, please confirm this is all the details we get, brand, model, and year. So that is how you can do the same in UChat. So now let me recap what need to be done here. Okay, the first step is connect your agent. We already have the training videos for that. And in the first step, say reset the context to yes. So this will clear the previously context if there is any. Okay, and the next is when you ask the question, save the user input into one of the custom fields. And then you can, here is a save fulfillment text and save required parameters into custom fields. For example, I have a text fulfillment, and this is a Boolean type of custom fields. You can save the all required parameters present into the Boolean field. Okay, and also save entities into custom fields. That is in the next slide. Is the entities, like in our example, is the car, model, and year. You can use the JSON, mapping the JSON response into the custom fields. Okay, so that is the step 1. And the step 2 is very simple. Is you use the conditions to check if all the required parameter is present or not. If it's already all the information you need is, you already got all the information you need, and then you can send the customer to the confirmation. If it's not, then you can use the fulfillment, the custom fields from previous step, because in the previous step, the response is a prompt that you set up in Dialogflow, right? You can just use that custom fields to ask the user question again, okay? And then you connect the user response into, you save the user response into a custom fields, and then connect to another Dialogflow action. So that is step number 3. Step number 3 is when you connect again to Dialogflow, everything else is the same. You just do not need to reset the context in the follow-up Dialogflow action, okay? Because if you reset it, maybe it will mess up the sequence, okay? So just leave it to no, do not reset, and all the other is the same with the first Dialogflow action. And now you redirect the user back to the condition, okay? And it do the same check if it's already everything is filled, and then you can move to the confirmation, move to the next step. If it's not, still not, Dialogflow is still not pick up the necessary information, and then it will go back. It will go back to, to ask again. So that's how that's the point you need to make sure, okay? That's how you can set up the slot filling with UChat. So if you got any questions, you can join our community, Facebook. You can search UChat community. And also we have YouTube channel. All these videos will be uploaded to our YouTube channel as well. So yeah, guys, so if you have any questions, just ask in the group. We will help you solve that question, okay? Thank you. Bye.